Hey everyone, I want to share with you a story today, but first of all, I'm going to show you some pictures. And as I'm showing you these pictures, I want you to think about what they remind you of. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Okay, our first picture. What is that? It's like Easter eggs, huh? And what's that? Baby chicks. You know, baby chicks are born in the springtime after all the snow melts and everything comes alive again. That's when all the little baby animals start to be born. And there's a little sheep. Isn't he cute? And a bunny rabbit. So what do those pictures remind you of? You know what they remind me of? They remind me of Easter. Is that what you thought of when you saw those pictures? Easter's coming up in just a couple of days, isn't it? Today I want to share something else with you about Easter. The bunnies and the eggs and all that, that's fun, but I want to share with you something else. I want you to look at this next picture. What do you think that is? That is what they call a tomb. A long, long time ago, when Jesus was alive and people would die, they would put them in the tombs. So, what we're going to talk about a little bit today is about why we really have Easter. The bunny rabbits and the eggs are fun, but there's an actual reason why we celebrate Easter, and it has to do with Jesus. Jesus was killed a long time ago and was buried in one of those tombs, just like I showed you. But that's not where the story ends. So today I'm going to tell you where that story ends. Okay, so a long time ago, when Jesus was alive, he was teaching people all about his Father and all about the gospel and everything that he wanted people to learn. Well, that made some people upset, and they wanted to put him in jail. So Jesus knew after a while that the time was getting close and that he was going to have to leave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a little bit of the story with you. I'll try to show you the pictures, but they're kind of small. But I'm just going to share just a little bit with you, okay? See, there's Jesus. So the time has come. This is Jesus, okay? He says, the time has come for me to go away. Where I am going, you cannot go yet. I am going to heaven to prepare a wonderful new home for you, but I will return to you soon. He's talking to his disciples. Remember what we talked about? His disciples were 12 of his very best friends. Okay, so he's telling his disciples that it's time that he goes up to heaven. At first, you're going to be very sad, but do not be frightened. Soon you will understand and you will be filled with joy. See, there's Jesus talking to two of his disciples. One of his disciples, his name was Judas. And Judas was not a very good guy sometimes. And what he decided to do was to go to the soldiers who wanted to capture Jesus and tell the soldiers where Jesus was. So he went to them and he says, I know where Jesus is. How much will you pay me if I show you? And they told him that they would give him 30 pieces of silver. So he took the silver and then he devised his plan. Okay, he knew that Jesus was going to be going to this garden, the garden called Gethsemane. So Jesus had gone to his favorite garden to pray. The disciples went along, and Jesus prayed to his Father. And he said, Father, if it is your will, I am ready to give up my life so that all the people who trust in me will be saved from their sins. Soon Judas came with the soldiers. Peter, another one of the disciples, wanted to protect Jesus, but Jesus said, no, I need to let this happen. And all the disciples ran away, and the soldiers arrested Jesus. They took Jesus to the leaders, and the leaders said, you say that you are a son of God, but we don't believe you. Soldiers took Jesus and they made him carry a wooden cross, and they took him to a place called Golgotha, and they nailed Jesus to the cross. And Jesus died on the cross. Everyone who loved Jesus was very sad, but they forgot something important that Jesus had told them. Do you remember what he told them? He said that he would see them again soon. So after Jesus had died, some of his friends put his body in the tomb. Remember the picture I showed you? They put his body in a big tomb, and they rolled the big rock over the front of it so nobody could get in, and so Jesus would be safe in there. And then they put soldiers outside to guard the tomb to make sure nobody would come. Well, 3 days later, the earth started to shake, and then an angel came, and he rolled the stone away, and Jesus came out. And then, of course, the soldiers, they were scared when they saw the angel, and they fell on the ground. And Mary was walking to the tomb with some of her friends. Mary was a friend of Jesus. And they saw the angel who said, "Do not be afraid. Jesus is not here. He is risen. Go and tell Peter and all the other disciples that Jesus is alive." And on their way, the women saw Jesus, and they fell to their knees, and they worshiped him. And he told them to go tell all of the other disciples that he was alive. That is why we have Easter, boys and girls. The Easter bunny's fun and the eggs are fun. But we celebrate Easter because that is the day that Jesus rose again. And because he rose again, all of us will be able to rise again and to live with our Heavenly Father and with Jesus. All we have to do is keep his commandments, do what he asks us to do. Sometimes we're going to make mistakes. I know, I make mistakes sometimes too. You just need to say you're sorry and keep doing the very, very best you can, and to love Jesus the way that he loves you. And the best way to do that is to show love and kindness to other people. Now, so this weekend, you're going to be celebrating Easter. And you're probably going to have some eggs in your yard or somewhere where you can hunt the eggs. Maybe your mommies and daddies put candy in it, maybe confetti, maybe some kind of special surprise inside the egg so when you open it, you can see it. But what I want you to think about on Sunday is not the egg that's filled with the candy. I want you to think of this egg, because this egg is empty, isn't it? The treasure, the gift that's inside is gone, just like the tomb where Jesus was laid. He rose again. Jesus is the best gift of all, and he lives, and he loves us very, very much. So this weekend, friend, I want you to have a great time. I want you to have a fun Easter. I think about you and I pray for you every day, and I love all of you. And someday, when this is all over and we can go back to school, I'm going to share some more fun stories with you. But I'll be back in a few days with something else. Until then, I love you guys. Have a great day and happy Easter. Bye.